Imagine two people starting their careers at the same time. Both have similar intelligence, education, and opportunities. 10 years later, one of them is extraordinary, highly skilled, respected, financially successful, capable of producing valuable work quickly, while the other remains average, constantly busy but never achieving something truly meaningful. The difference between them is not luck or talent. The difference is their ability to focus. In the modern world, the ability to perform deep, focused work is becoming extremely rare, while at the same time it is becoming more valuable than ever. Deep work is the ability to concentrate without distraction on cognitively demanding tasks. It allows you to push your cognitive capabilities to their limit and create work that is hard to replicate. This kind of focus produces new ideas, complex solutions, and high-value output. The opposite of deep work is shallow work, tasks that do not require intense concentration and can easily be replicated by others, such as answering emails, checking notifications, attending unproductive meetings, scrolling social media, or doing minor administrative tasks. Shallow work often feels productive because it keeps you busy, but it rarely produces meaningful results. The tragedy of the modern workplace is that many people spend most of their time performing shallow work while believing they are being productive. Technology, social media, and constant connectivity have created an environment where distraction is the default state. Phones buzz, messages arrive, notifications pop up, and the brain becomes addicted to switching tasks. Every time you switch from one task to another, your brain leaves behind what scientists call attention residue. A part of your attention remains stuck on the previous task, which reduces the cognitive resources available for the next one. As a result, the more you multitask, the less effective your thinking becomes. Over time, this constant switching rewires your brain, weakening your ability to concentrate deeply. Many people now feel uncomfortable even spending a few minutes without checking their phone because their brain has been conditioned to crave constant stimulation. This is dangerous because the modern economy increasingly rewards individuals who can learn complicated things quickly and produce work at an elite level. Learning complex skills requires uninterrupted concentration. Producing high-quality output requires sustained mental effort. Both depend on deep work. Those who master deep work thrive. Those who remain stuck in shallow work struggle to compete. Deep work therefore becomes a kind of economic superpower. It allows you to acquire rare and valuable skills faster than others. It allows you to produce results that stand out. It gives you leverage in a competitive world. But developing this ability requires deliberate effort because the modern environment constantly pushes you toward distraction. The first principle of deep work is to work deeply by designing your life around focus. Cal Newport explains that deep work does not happen accidentally, it requires structure and rituals. You must decide when you will work deeply, where you will work, and how you will eliminate distractions during that time. By creating consistent routines, your brain learns to enter a state of deep concentration more easily. Newport describes several philosophies of deep work scheduling. The monastic philosophy eliminates or drastically minimizes shallow obligations so that nearly all time can be devoted to deep work. This approach is used by individuals who isolate themselves from distractions, similar to how monks withdraw from society to focus on spiritual practice. The bimodal philosophy divides time into clearly defined blocks, with certain days or weeks dedicated entirely to deep work and the remaining time reserved for shallow responsibilities. The rhythmic philosophy focuses on building a daily habit of deep work, typically by scheduling a fixed number of focused hours each day. This approach is effective because habits reduce the need for willpower. The journalistic philosophy involves switching into deep work whenever time becomes available, similar to how journalists must write under tight deadlines regardless of circumstances. Although all these approaches can work, the rhythmic philosophy is often the most practical because it turns deep work into a consistent routine rather than a rare event. Another important rule is embracing boredom. Many people constantly escape boredom by checking their phones or seeking entertainment. This habit trains the brain to expect stimulation at all times, making sustained concentration difficult. To rebuild focus, you must retrain your brain to tolerate moments of boredom without immediately reaching for distraction. When you feel the urge to check your phone, resist it. Allow your mind to remain still. This strengthens your mental muscles and gradually restores your ability to concentrate. Newport also argues that social media should be used carefully and selectively. Many platforms promise networking opportunities and information but often deliver more distraction than value. Instead of adopting every new tool simply because it exists, evaluate whether it genuinely contributes to your goals. If a tool does not significantly support the things that matter most in your life, it should probably be eliminated or limited. This principle is called the craftsman mindset. Instead of asking what the world can offer you, ask what value you can produce for the world. Focus on developing skills and creating meaningful output rather than chasing attention or superficial rewards. Another essential concept is working with intensity but for limited hours. Deep work is mentally demanding and cannot be sustained indefinitely. Most people can perform only 3 to 4 hours of true deep work per day. However, those few hours, when used effectively, can produce extraordinary results. After deep work sessions, rest becomes crucial. Downtime allows the brain to recover and subconsciously process complex problems. Many insights occur not during intense focus but during relaxation, when the mind continues working in the background. Newport therefore recommends ending work at a fixed time each day and protecting your evenings for rest. This practice improves both productivity and overall well-being. Planning your day is another powerful technique. Instead of reacting to whatever appears in front of you, schedule your time in advance and assign specific tasks to specific blocks of the day. This method prevents shallow work from expanding endlessly and ensures that deep work receives priority. Even if your schedule changes during the day, adjusting it consciously keeps you aware of how you spend your time. Tracking deep work hours can also be motivating because it turns focus into a measurable goal. Over time you can gradually increase the number of hours devoted to meaningful work. Newport also emphasizes the importance of environment. A workspace designed for concentration makes deep work easier. This might involve turning off notifications, blocking distracting websites, or choosing a quiet location where interruptions are minimal. The key is to create conditions where distraction becomes difficult and focus becomes natural. Another insight from the book is that humans derive deep satisfaction from mastering challenging tasks. When you engage fully in a demanding activity, you enter a psychological state known as flow. In this state your attention is completely absorbed, time seems to disappear, and the work itself becomes intrinsically rewarding. Deep work therefore not only improves productivity but also enhances the quality of life. People who regularly experience deep focus often feel more fulfilled than those who constantly chase shallow stimulation. In contrast, shallow work tends to produce anxiety and dissatisfaction because it creates the illusion of productivity without delivering meaningful progress. The long-term consequences are significant. Individuals who prioritize shallow work often struggle to develop rare skills and remain replaceable in the job market. Those who cultivate deep work become experts capable of solving complex problems and producing valuable ideas. The ultimate message of deep work is that focus is a trainable skill and one of the most powerful advantages you can develop in the modern world. By reducing distractions, building consistent rituals, embracing boredom, limiting shallow activities, and dedicating daily time to intense concentration, you can dramatically increase your ability to learn, create, and achieve meaningful success. In a culture dominated by noise and distraction, the ability to focus deeply becomes not just a productivity strategy but a path to mastery, fulfillment, and long-term impact. Those who learn this skill will shape the future, while those who remain trapped in distraction will struggle to keep up.